Hello again all, it's JordanOfGaia, and welcome to another blog video. Now, you might notice I'm in a different environment to what you normally see me in, which is good, trying to keep variety up. You saw me playing a bit of Slayer yesterday on RuneScape. The day before you saw me just sitting in front of a statue going nick nick nick, chiseling away, getting some free construction XP because we're doing some encampment thing for God Wars 2, which is going to be exciting. Not that I'll take part much in that because I'm not really a combat man. Just do a bit of Slayer here and there, just do a bit of this, a bit of that. And also you'll notice that I'm going to be concentrating a lot on the game, so I'm not going to be looking at the camera quite as much in a minute, as you'll probably see from the text in the bottom left corner of the screen, because a guthixian cache is about to open. So I figured I'd show you one of the little daily things that occur in the game in this video, which is the guthixian cache, which you can do twice a day. They occur every 3 hours. 3 hours? 3 hours. And they're really good. They're basically free divination XP. They take 10 minutes to complete, and then you get approximately a 10-minute bonus. Obviously that can be less, it could be more, just depends on how well you do in the guthixian cache itself. So we're going to be showing that off today. That's going to be really exciting, at least for me, because I love everything to do with skilling in this game. Skilling is my thing. It's very enjoyable. Now, I don't know if you can tell on the video, but it is, as of right now, it is basically midnight. It's midnight exactly, and a cache is about to open, and it has opened, so we're going to go in. So here we are in the guthixian cache, and what we can see is these statues walking around, but what we're more interested in is these things called raw memories. Now, raw memories are around the edge of the map, as we see here, and what you have to do is you have to take the raw memories from the edge of the map and you have to offer them to the unstable rift in the middle of the map. A very simple task. However, these blue things that are currently discs, this one's just awoken up here and has just been killed, they attack you and basically prevent you from getting to the middle. That's the idea behind them, is that they're the obstacle in your way. They're trying to prevent you from getting points. Now you can see points in the right hand side of the screen, and the idea is to get to 100 points. That's the maximum you can possibly get from a guthixian cache, is 100 points. Which I won't get anywhere near because I'm only able to pick up the level 2 memories rather than the level 3. Now the raw memory I'm picking up is level 2, the big jug memory, which you'll see over here to the left. There. It gives you 3 points every time you take it. So they get a lot more points, but they're only available to level 85 and above, I think it is. Level 85 and above. Whereas, unfortunately for me, I'm a very poor level 71 because, as I say, I took a large breakout in my last video. I took a very large breakout for possibly 5 years, really, from playing this game properly. And since then, obviously, divination came out during that time period, and I've hardly done it, apart from like the past few weeks when I came back. I managed to get to level 50 just here and there, not by doing a lot, just randomly playing it for like an hour here, an hour there, whatever. You know, not a lot by any stretch of the imagination. But now that I'm back, you know, I do this possibly twice a day. Most of the time, normally just once at this time, just before I go to bed. Which is what I'll be doing pretty much after this vlog, is going to bed. So you find out my bedtime, folks. Pretty early. I don't tend to stay up very late. It's not really my thing. I do like my sleep. Sleep is good. Never underestimate the awesomeness that is sleep. Sleep is a fabulous thing. In fact, bed is a fabulous thing. Yeah, bed is comfortable. More bed. Bed is good. As you can see here, it's very boring. I'm just running back and forth. But in a second, what I'm going to do is I'm going to become this. You see this guy running around as a big green monster. I'm going to become one of those, and I'm going to attack the statues themselves rather than simply running the gauntlet, if you will. Because I want to change the scenery, and you know, I'm not too fussed about getting too many points. Yes, like points are worth a lot of experience, but if I was to just go for the experience while I'm trying to make a video, you know, it's not exactly the best thing I should be doing. You know, I should be exploring all the content I can with you guys. And this guy's being a little bitch and he's taking all my kills, isn't he? That's right. Give me that. Yeah, we want to be able to show off all of the aspects of the game. So I'm gonna camp over here where all these 3 guys are, and we're gonna snipe this guy here, and then we're gonna snipe this guy over here, No, not. Is he going to take it from me? Oh, I got it as well. Yes. Gimme, 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 gimme. Yes, thank you. Get away. Ha, 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 ha. I win. So we're gonna camp over here. We're gonna take on these 3 guys when they decide to respawn. We're gonna take on this guy. So I've got 10 seconds left. Hopefully I'm gonna get another point in that time. Gimme, 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 gimme. Excellent. So yeah, we're gathering points. We're doing well. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed my last video. But in this video, I was considering what to talk about. Like, I talked about basically lifestyle and sport and going to university and all that good fun stuff. But I was also considering, like, you know, what skills do you guys love? Like, what hobbies do really take your fancy? You know, even out like sports again, but like outside of sports as well. And I've just picked up the wrong member because I'm an idiot. But like musicians, like, are you guys musical? Are you guys like into the fine arts, like dance, or something even more cool, like, or less cool, depending on your point of view, like programming, like getting really in tune with computers and technology, or cameras, or filmography, or anything like that. You know, hobbies that give you guys passion. What makes you passionate in life? What gives you something to not necessarily wake up in the morning, but excites you? What makes your blood boil, your stomach churn? That's what I wanna know. That's what I want to talk about. It's like obviously for me, darts is the sport that really gets my juices flowing. And for lack of a better sentence, it's something that I get really passionate about. It's something that I want everyone I know to kind of have a go at, because I think it's so much fun. I think it's fabulous. And it's obviously a very simple game as well, which is another thing I love about it. I love the simplicity of it. It's the biomechanics and the simplicity of it that intrigues me, because I'm a scientist by trade. This idea that there's this movement, this throwing movement, that even though I've practiced for hundreds and hundreds of hours, I can't repeat it. I can't get it right every time, and I don't understand why. Especially when somebody calls like game on, you know, in a match situation. Why is this pressure, this idea of pressure? Why does it cause us to change in our ability so much? Like in practice, like I'm very good. I can throw, you know, 180s. I can throw nice big checks. When it comes to a match and it's game on, I suffer. My quality of my game really does suffer. You know, I find it hard, but I try my best all the time. I always try my best. But this idea of pressure and a desire to do well at something is fascinating to me. And as I say, the biomechanics. So what drives me to make my mistakes? You know, it's a very simplistic movement. It's simply a back and forth movement of the of the lower arm, not the upper arm. That it involves the upper arm, but not quite as much. Yeah, it's just a movement of the lower arm. Yet we can't repeat it in such a way that we hit the target all the time. Not even the greatest in the world can have got the game perfect. Nobody has. And even though it's so simple, the idea of it is so simple. It's 7'9½", and all you're doing is throwing basically a pointy object at a board into a correct area, a fairly small area, but a correct area nonetheless. But we can't seem to repeat it, and I find that fascinating. So I was wondering what kind of hobbies you guys have, be it sport, be it whatever, that you find fascinating, that really gets your blood boiling, that drives a passion in you that you just want to experience all the time. So that's something that I thought I'd really want to get across to you guys, just how much like my hobbies mean to me. My hobbies are everything to me, really. Like, because I live with one other friend at the moment, and he's great. I absolutely love him. I have to have my hobbies in order to keep my time, you know, enjoyable. Otherwise, I'd be very bored indeed. Which is obviously why I'm back on the YouTube trail as well. Not simply because, oh, I was bored, I'm going to make some YouTube videos, but because, like, YouTube is also an exciting prospect for me. Gaming is exciting to me. This idea of being able to explore a game that some people find, you know, really difficult. I'm a big fan of the Soul series. So some people really struggle to play those games, but I love them. I love the challenge. I love the idea, and he's just stopped me because he's a little pillock. I love the challenge, the this idea that somebody's really struggled with something, but yeah, I've beaten it. You know, I haven't just won it or finished the game. I've beaten the game. You know, I've won, and that excites me as well. I love challenge, and that part of the gaming is what intrigues me. I love it when somebody watches somebody else and they're in awe of their abilities. And that includes gaming as well on YouTube, and I'm hoping all of you guys will think that of me one day, but probably not right now. So yeah, the Soul series, like when I first played Demon Souls, I was rubbish. I was really, really, really bad. I really, really was. Like it was genuinely pathetic. Like never. If anybody has a recording of me playing it when I first started, and I don't think there is one. But if there is, like, that should never be shared because it's pitiful in every way, shape and form, and it doesn't need to be discovered. But now, I love the Soul series, Dark Souls 2. However, I've never played Bloodborne because I don't own a PS4. I never bothered buying one because the gaming library, it just isn't there for me yet. Maybe, as and when Final Fantasy 14 comes out, however, that will all change. But I loved Dark Souls. That was my favourite of the series. Dark Souls is definitely my favourite of the series, just simply because of this idea of. Well, I like to farm as well and all this crap. But I don't know. The game itself just had this ambiance, this kind of way of expressing itself that no other game has had for me for a long time. It was dark. It was evil in a sense. It was quite evil. It was unforgiving. It was quite unforgiving. Dark Souls is quite unforgiving, but equally it's fair. There's only one point in the game where it's quite unfair, and that's when you first fight Ornstein and Smo, or Smith, whatever you want to call him. I call him Smo. And that was the only part of the game that I thought was genuinely like, this is ridiculous, like what even is this? But the game was unforgiving, but it was fair. It rewarded you for sticking at it. Like if you were willing to really stick at it, you know, persevere, have a go, keep trying again and again and again, even in the face of adversity and failure, you would improve, you would get better, and when you finally did conquer that boss, you were like, yes, you know, you were inspired, you were, well, for lack of a better term, you were buzzing. You were, like, the achievement, the sense of achievement that the game gives you, it is a wonderful thing, and there's not many things in life that really can give you that kind of buzz. For most people experience it for maybe 2-3 things in their entire life. Obviously, as we found out earlier, for me it's darts, for me it's gaming. These are the things that really get me passionate in life. Obviously, wildlife gets me passionate in life as well, but that's my work. That was my university degree, and that's something I have to be passionate about because I want to spend my life doing it. Hopefully, one day it'll be my job. Hopefully, technology and wildlife, kind of an odd mix. So, going back to the vlog, rather than me just yammering on, we've just completed a guthixian cache. I've walked around as this kind of wood monster thing, destroying these statues that get in our way. I've run back and forth with memories, trying to stabilise this rift to gain points, and as we saw, I got about 25,000 divination XP, which is, excuse me, pretty good for 10 minutes work, 25,000. But what we have now is a boon. And what we see here is obviously we've completed guthixian cache, 59 points, blah blah blah, 21,000 divination XP. I thought it was 25, I was wrong. But what we have now is you can obviously read, so I'll just basically give you a very quick rundown. Is we have a chance to do that, which is basically use all the memories in the invent in one go, rather than as an individual memory going bleh, coming back and bleh, which takes ages. So it's kind of like a nice bonus that you get after doing it. So it's like you end up with 20 minutes of divination twice a day, so 40 minutes of divination for, I don't know, it could be upwards of 50,000 XP if you're really good, and I'm sure at later levels it'll be even more than that, possibly 100,000 XP for 40 minutes work a day. You know, that's pretty time efficient experience right there. So you don't need to play a lot in the game to really get quite good at it. You just need to understand what to do. You've got to know basically the ins and outs of the daily events. That's how you get good at this game. It's not by endlessly grinding, going, I know what I'm going to do, I'm going to spend 10 hours a day fishing. Mate, that's going to get boring really fast, and you ain't going to do that for very long. Trust me, I was there. About 5 years ago, I spent a full week doing nothing but cooking to get 99. I got there because it's one of the fastest 99s you can possibly do, like ridiculously quick. But I could never do it for anything else, and I basically only have one other 99 stat, and that's fletching, and I'd got that over a very long period of time. And again, it's one of the easiest. Those are the two easiest 99s in the game. As you can see my stats, the only two I've got are fletching and cooking, and they're the two easiest 99s to get in the game. You know, that's just how it is. I don't tend to grind out hours and hours and hours and hours doing the same thing, unless I'm in the living rock caverns when I'm AFK watching a cartoon on YouTube or some LCS, which is generally what I do. Just having RuneScape in the background, which is fun, rather than having to focus on the game. Which is another reason doing this blog, because I can do this and not have to focus on the game. I can just passively play and gain experience and be a badass. Which is good, because this game can get extremely tedious if you're paying full attention to it all the time, and not to mention you'd rather be doing something else, like running or hitting your head against the wall. So, yeah. There's a daily event for you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, I've been talking about this idea of things that get you passionate, games that get you passionate, any games at all. Like we've discovered, I'm a Souls fan, massive Final Fantasy fan as well. Obviously, if you've seen my older videos from eons and eons ago, where my voice sounds very American, I'm a huge fan of the Golden Sun series and the Breath of Fire series as well. Well, the Breath of Fire series, by the Breath of Fire series, I mean the first four. We don't talk about Dragon Quarter number 5. That's that doesn't need mentioning because it's pathetic and should not be part of one of what my opinion is one of the best RPG series of all time. In Breath of Fire, let's not talk about Dragon Quarter. Whereas Golden Sun have got 3 of basically the most perfect games I've ever played. Golden Sun 1 and 2 are essentially one large story because they connect to each other. So I consider them. Obviously they're not the same game because they're on separate hardware, but they basically are. And they're absolutely fabulous. And then Dark Dawn came out a few years ago, and that was also fabulous. Absolutely superb game. Really recommend playing that. Obviously Final Fantasy is world famous. Anybody who's a gamer or defines themselves as a gamer will have played at least a Final Fantasy at some point, and probably completed one of them as well, because they are absolutely superb. As you can tell, I'm a massive RPG fan in every way, shape and form. And another nice quick invent there. Superb. So yeah, what games are you guys into? What do you like to play? What really gets your passions flowing? So we've talked about lifestyle, we've talked about sports, we've talked about hobbies. Like what gets you involved? What makes you want to be active? What makes you want to really to spend hours on something? It is a big commitment, because time is a precious thing. But what makes you really want to just dive into something? Is it the world? Is it perhaps the gameplay? Is it the sport itself? Is it the people in the sport that you get to meet and talk with and interact with that gives you the pleasure of the sport? I'd love to know. So guys, once again, I'm finally going to shut up, and I will see you again. This is JordanOfGaia signing off, and see you later guys. Hope you all enjoy it.